TV soap news and spoilers in the glittering yet treacherous world of Beyond the Gates, a television drama that has captivated audiences with its intricate web of secrets, betrayals, and redemptions. One question looms larger than any other: is Barbara, the enigmatic fourth member of the iconic girl group The Articulates, truly dead, or will she make a shocking return to upend the lives of those who wronged her? This question has haunted fans since the explosive revelation in the show's latest season, where Anita, one of the surviving Articulates, bared her soul to Vernon, exposing a dark chapter from the group's past. The story of Barbara, her rise, her fall, and the lingering possibility of her return, has become the beating heart of the series, a narrative thread that pulses with drama, regret, and the tantalizing promise of resolution. As we delve into this saga, we unravel not only the mystery of Barbara's fate but also the emotional and moral complexities that define the characters we've come to love and loathe. The rise and fall of the Articulates. To understand Barbara's story, we must first step back to the heady days of the late 1980s, when the Articulates burst onto the music scene like a supernova. Formed by four young women, Anita, Sharon, Tracy, and Barbara. The group was a sensation, their harmonies and infectious energy capturing the hearts of millions. Their debut album, Rhythm of the Heart, spawned 3 chart-topping singles, and their live performances were the stuff of legend, blending raw talent with an undeniable charisma that made them the darlings of the music industry. At the center of this whirlwind was Barbara, the group's founder and creative visionary. With her soulful voice and girl-next-door charm, she was the glue that held the Articulates together, the one who dreamed up their signature sound and choreographed their electrifying performances. But beneath the surface of their meteoric rise, tension simmered. Barbara's vision for the group was rooted in authenticity. She wanted their music to speak to the everyday struggles and joys of their fans. Her lyrics were raw, her melodies heartfelt, and her presence on stage radiated a warmth that made audiences feel seen. Yet, not everyone shared her vision. Enter Dante Green, the slick, ambitious manager who saw the Articulates not as artists but as a product to be molded, packaged, and sold. Dante, with his sharp suits and sharper tongue, believed that Barbara's down-to-earth vibe clashed with the polished, glamorous image he envisioned for the group. He wanted sophistication, elegance, a touch of aloofness that would set the Articulates apart from the common, pop acts of the era. Barbara, with her unpretentious style and refusal to conform, became a liability in his eyes. The betrayal that followed was as swift as it was brutal. In a closed-door meeting that would haunt the surviving Articulates for decades, Dante delivered an ultimatum: Barbara had to go. Her voice, though undeniably powerful, was deemed too raw, her image too ordinary. Anita, Sharon, and Tracy, caught in the throes of youth and ambition, faced an impossible choice: stand by their friend or chase the glittering promise of fame. In a decision that would define their lives, they chose the latter. Barbara was ousted from the group she had founded, her dreams shattered in an instant. The official story was that she left voluntarily to pursue other opportunities, but the truth was far uglier. Barbara was cast aside, her contributions erased, her name scrubbed from the group's legacy. The weight of guilt, the aftermath of Barbara's departure, was a slow poison that seeped into the lives of the remaining Articulates. Anita, in particular, carried the weight of that betrayal like a stone in her chest. She had been closest to Barbara, the two of them sharing late-night songwriting sessions and dreams of a future where their music would change the world. But in the face of Dante's pressure, Anita had remained silent, her loyalty to her friend crumbling under the allure of stardom. Sharon and Tracy, too, bore their own scars, though they buried their guilt beneath layers of denial and rationalization. The Articulates went on to achieve even greater success, but the absence of Barbara was a shadow that lingered, a discordant note in their otherwise perfect harmony. Then came the devastating news: Barbara, unable to cope with the betrayal and the loss of her dream, had taken her own life. The official report stated that she had been found in her apartment, a bottle of pills by her side, her once vibrant spirit extinguished. Anita, Sharon, and Tracy were informed by a curt phone call from Dante, who seemed more concerned with managing the PR fallout than mourning the loss of a young woman whose talent he had discarded. The news sent shockwaves through the group, but their grief was stifled by the demands of their relentless schedule. They performed, they smiled, they carried on, but the ghost of Barbara followed them, her memory a constant reminder of their complicity in her downfall. For Anita, the guilt was unbearable. She replayed that fateful meeting in her mind, imagining all the ways she could have fought for Barbara, all the words she could have said to change the outcome. She saw Barbara's face in her dreams, those warm, trusting eyes now filled with hurt and betrayal. Over the years, Anita's guilt festered, manifesting in sleepless nights, strained relationships, and a growing sense of unworthiness. She withdrew from the spotlight, her once effervescent personality dimmed by the weight of her past. Sharon and Tracy, too, were changed, their friendship fractured by the unspoken truth that they had all played a part in Barbara's tragedy. The revelation and Vernon's wisdom fast-forward to the present day, where Beyond the Gates has brought this story to life with a raw intensity that has left viewers on the edge of their seats. In a pivotal scene from the latest season, Anita, now in her late 50s and grappling with the ghosts of her past, sits across from Vernon, her longtime confidant and a man whose quiet strength has been her anchor through countless storms. The setting is intimate, a dimly lit cafe, rain streaking down the windows, the air heavy with unspoken truths. Anita's hands tremble as she confesses the story of Barbara's expulsion and subsequent death, her voice breaking as she recounts the moment she chose ambition over loyalty. Vernon listens in silence, his eyes filled with a compassion that cuts through Anita's defenses. When she finishes, tears streaming down her face, he reaches for her hand, his touch grounding her in the present. His words are measured, his tone gentle but firm. "What you did back then wasn't right," he says, his voice carrying the weight of truth. "But you were young, Anita. You were caught up in a world that didn't give you much room to breathe. You've been punishing yourself for years, but that pain won't bring Barbara back. And it's not your fault she made the choice she did." Vernon's words are a balm, but they also stir something deeper in Anita, a flicker of hope, perhaps, that she might one day find absolution. Yet, even as he speaks, Anita's heart remains heavy. She cannot shake the feeling that her actions set in motion a chain of events that led to Barbara's demise. She clings to her guilt like a lifeline, as if letting go would mean erasing Barbara's memory entirely. Vernon, sensing her resistance, leans closer, his voice dropping to a near whisper. "You can't change the past, but you can honor her now. Live the life she didn't get to. Make it mean something." This exchange is a turning point for Anita, a moment that forces her to confront the possibility of forgiveness, not just from others, but from herself. It's a scene that resonates with viewers, not only for its emotional depth but also for the questions it raises about Barbara's fate. Vernon's words, wise and compassionate, echo the show's broader themes of redemption and the search for truth. But they also plant a seed of doubt. Is Barbara's story truly over, or is there more to it than Anita knows? The twist, is Barbara alive? As Beyond the Gates has proven time and again, nothing is ever quite as it seems. The show thrives on its ability to subvert expectations, to pull the rug out from under its characters and its audience with revelations that reframe everything we thought we knew. And so, as Anita grapples with her past, a tantalizing possibility emerges. What if Barbara didn't die? What if the story of her suicide was a fabrication, a convenient narrative to tie up loose ends and allow the articulates to move forward without scrutiny? This question, whispered in fan forums and debated in breathless X posts, has ignited a firestorm of speculation about Barbara's fate and the potential for her return. The clues are subtle but undeniable. In an earlier episode, a cryptic letter arrives at Anita's doorstep, unsigned but written in a handwriting that feels eerily familiar. The letter contains a single line: "The truth is never as simple as it seems." Anita dismisses it as a prank, but the camera lingers on her face, capturing the flicker of unease in her eyes. Later, a background character at a charity gala, someone whose face is partially obscured, bears a striking resemblance to a younger Barbara, her silhouette hauntingly familiar. These moments, fleeting but deliberate, have fueled theories that Barbara is not only alive but poised to re-enter the lives of those who betrayed her. If Barbara is indeed alive, her return would be a seismic event, one that could shatter the fragile equilibrium of the articulates and force Anita, Sharon, and Tracy to confront the consequences of their actions. Would Barbara come back seeking revenge, her heart hardened by years of pain and abandonment? Or would she return with a message of forgiveness, a chance for redemption that could heal the wounds of the past? The possibilities are endless, each one more dramatic than the last, and they all hinge on the question of what Barbara has been doing in the years since her supposed death. Imagining Barbara's journey, let's indulge in a bit of speculation, as Beyond the Gates so often invites us to do. If Barbara is alive, where has she been? One possibility is that she retreated from the public eye, wounded but resilient, and rebuilt her life in obscurity. Perhaps she found solace in a small coastal town, teaching music to children and writing songs under a pseudonym, her talent undimmed but her heart guarded. Or maybe she reinvented herself entirely, adopting a new identity and carving out a career in a different field, perhaps as a writer or an artist, channeling her pain into creations that bear no trace of her former self. Another, more dramatic scenario casts Barbara as a shadowy figure, biding her time and plotting her return. In this version, she has spent years gathering evidence of Dante Green's manipulations, piecing together a case that could expose his role in her ousting and the broader corruption within the music industry. Her return would be a calculated strike, a moment of reckoning that could bring down not only Dante but also the empire he built on the backs of artists like her. This Barbara is no longer the naive dreamer of her youth. She is a force to be reckoned with, her resolve forged in the crucible of betrayal. Whatever path Barbara has taken, her return would be a catalyst for profound change. For Anita, it would mean facing the friend she failed, a confrontation that could either destroy her or set her free. For Sharon and Tracy, it would force them to reckon with their own complicity, peeling back the layers of denial that have shielded them for so long. And for Dante, it would be a reckoning long overdue, a chance for justice to be served in a world that has too often rewarded cruelty over kindness. The stakes of redemption at its core, Beyond the Gates is a story about the human capacity for growth, forgiveness, and redemption. Barbara's potential return is more than just a plot twist. It's a mirror held up to the characters and the audience, forcing us to confront our own choices and the ways we navigate the messy, complicated terrain of human relationships. For Anita, the possibility of Barbara's survival is both a lifeline and a challenge. It offers her a chance to make amends, to speak the words she never said all those years ago. But it also demands that she confront the full scope of her guilt, to acknowledge the pain she caused and the ways it has shaped her life. The show's writers have masterfully woven this narrative, balancing the emotional weight of Anita's journey with the tantalizing mystery of Barbara's fate. Each episode builds on the last, layering clues and character development in a way that keeps viewers hooked while never losing sight of the story's emotional core. The question of whether Barbara is alive is not just a plot device, it's a meditation on the enduring power of the past and the possibility of healing old wounds. As we await the next season of Beyond the Gates, the anticipation is palpable. Will Barbara step out of the shadows, her presence a thunderclap that reverberates through the lives of those who thought they'd left her behind? Will Anita find the courage to face her, to ask for forgiveness and offer the truth? And what of Sharon, Tracy, and Dante? How will they navigate the storm that Barbara's return could unleash? The answers lie just beyond the horizon, in a story that promises to be as heart-wrenching as it is thrilling. Conclusion: A Story Unfinished. The saga of Barbara and the Articulates is a testament to the power of storytelling, a reminder that even the most painful chapters of our lives can hold the seeds of redemption. Whether Barbara is alive or dead, her presence looms large over Beyond the Gates, a ghost that refuses to be forgotten. As fans, we are left to ponder the possibilities, to imagine the dramatic confrontations and heartfelt reconciliations that could lie ahead. One thing is certain: when the truth about Barbara is finally revealed, it will be a moment that reshapes the world of Beyond the Gates and leaves an indelible mark on its characters and its audience. So, we wait, our hearts racing with anticipation, for the next chapter in this unforgettable tale. Will Barbara return, her eyes blazing with the fire of a woman reborn? Or will her story remain a tragedy, a cautionary tale of dreams lost and bonds broken? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.